That's better.
Yes.
We made it.
This could be maybe the penultimate, maybe the ultimate broadcast. I don't know.
I mean, if it wraps up quick, like I would love for it to go a ways, and we'll be back next week. But we are kicking off the Eternal Series tonight, the last two teams standing. And I don't know if you can call it anticlimactic. It's the two teams with the best records from the regular season, the San Francisco Giants in the National League and the Birmingham Knights in the American League. But the Giants went to Game 7 in our division series against the Braves, and the Knights had to rally from down 3-1 to score 3 runs in the 9th off Mariano Rivera in Game 7.
Unheard of.
To crush it. That Rivera guy, he better get his act together, man. There's never going to be anything.
I haven't heard of him. Is he from the turn of the century?
Right? Who is that guy? He couldn't pitch in today's baseball, guaranteed. So that's what we've got tonight. It's San Francisco at Birmingham. The series is 2 in Birmingham, then 3 in San Francisco, then 2 in Birmingham, of course, if necessary. And we always play as the home team unless situations pull us in a different direction. So we'll be playing tonight as Birmingham. And normally we would be quaking in our boots because it's Christy Mathewson for San Francisco, the only 30-game winner in Eternal Baseball. But we get Satchel Paige, who was 23-2 with a 2.7 versus Mathewson's 2.05.
It's going to be a 20-minute game.
It could be. It could be quick. And if looking back, I remember one of Page's losses was in like April when he and Randy Johnson both pitched into like the 11th inning. And he lost 1-0 on like a hit batsman, a wild pitch, and a sac fly or something. So not a bad year for Mr. Page. So we're looking forward to bringing that to you tonight. We were passing around a bunch of stuff this week on Facebook, and it might have been my favorite give and take. And it wasn't even really related to Eternal Baseball. On a Padres page, a guy had posted a picture of Manny Machado yelling at Fernando Tatis, which was, I think, last night or the night before in the dugout. They had that little spark. And the guy said Tatis can learn a lot from the leadership of a player like Machado. And I'm like, isn't Machado the guy who ended Dustin Pedroia's career with a terrible slide? And now I'm no Sox fan, but obviously I'm ASU, and that's where Pedroia came from. And the guy wrote back, and he's like, that slide wasn't dirty. So this is what I posted in response. I just
can let it be.
No, I just wanted to return serve here. I didn't say a word. There we go. Only takes 4 pounds of pressure on the side of the knee to ruin it. So,
and he's staring right at it too.
Right, and this always drove me nuts about Machado and Utley too on his dirty slide. Right, when it's a second baseman or a shortstop doing it, you just feel like there should be some professional courtesy there, right?
Right, a little bit, right? A little bit.
He came up as a shortstop, right? Played shortstop for 15 years of his life.
Yeah.
He knows, and he's a bigger guy too. He knows what it's like to get a late feed, right, from the second baseman, and
his eyes are right on it too.
Have some beast bearing down on him. I don't have a problem with the lateness of this slide, and it was late. But dude, actually, I take it back. I think I did say, you know what? You, Machado, and Ty Cobb are the only guys who are cool with this slide. And even the aftermath, as Pedroia crumples to the ground, Machado pops up pretty much on his leg and is like patting him on the back, like, dude. Oh, I hope that wasn't bad. It's
tough
like,
break.
Yeah, right. Like the axe is still in him.
It's like, that's your fate, man.
Yeah, sorry, brother. Right. And Pedroia tried to come back, and I don't know how much of that was just, he signed a below market extension. So if he wanted to get every drip out of it, I can't really blame him. But this basically ended his career, right? He never played a meaningful inning after this. So Manny Machado, love that leadership. Just keep Keep on, keep it on. And the funny part, in Eternal Baseball, he is reviled because he still belongs to Baltimore, and his 3-year average is superior to Brooks Robinson's. So he started the year as Baltimore's starting third baseman, and the Oriole fans were not pleased, right? Even though statistically it gave them a better chance to win.
Yeah.
They were like, not. And then, of course, Machado was hitting like 170 after 6 weeks. And we went, you know what, fine. Called up Brooks, sent him down, and we never heard from him again.
So Machado he may go to Southern California in our Eternal League here.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one of the things we have to watch at the end of every season, every major league season, is which guys are now more property of a new club than the one they're on. Machado will get there shortly, but it takes a while. Like I think Aroldis Chapman will become a Yankee in Eternal Baseball after next season.
Oh man, that's going to be a tough team at that point.
Holy cow. Well, they could use the help because that Rivera guy's garbage.
Right, send him down.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to have, and it's hard to think of Dylan Betances as fearsome anymore because the last couple of years have been so rough. But for a 3-year span, he was about as good as it gets out of the pen. So to have
ridiculous pen.
To have Righetti to Betances to Chapman to Rivera, I mean, dude.
Wow.
It's not bad. So anyway.
Rob has a comment about the slide.
Oh yeah, let me see this. I'm on the wrong screen here. Right. Yeah. Ty Cobb would have called that a soft slide.
Yeah, right. He would have yelled at him in the dugout.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our Manny Machado update. But that's a couple things to talk about because we will be wrapping up the season this week-ish. Because we have 7 games over 9 days, so it depends on how long the series gets extended. But lots of things go on after we're done. We intentionally plan the season to get out of live games before Major League Baseball hits their playoffs, because we know everybody wants to watch the MLB playoffs. We do too. But we'll be back with season 2 soon after the MLB World Series wraps up, as we all enter that terrible offseason where we wait forever for anybody to sign or anybody to get dealt. And given the kind of specter of potential work stoppage this offseason, we actually think season 2 will be more fun than season 1 because we won't be competing on any level with live baseball. We'll be the only game in town. So looking forward to that. And there's lots of stuff to go on. We have MVP, and Cy Young to award. We don't have rookies of the year because there aren't any rookies really. But that is something we'll be looking at, is who are the rookies from Major League Baseball who could crack an Eternal Baseball roster. A guy like Wander Franco could absolutely make Tampa's roster, whereas Jonathan India, who's kind of the favorite rookie of the year candidate in the National League, he's got to crack Cincinnati. That's much harder road to hoe for him. But similarly, guys who have fantastic years. Vlad Guerrero will be on the Toronto Blue Jays next Eternal Baseball season. But similarly, guys who were feasting off a phenomenal rookie year like Pete Alonso, that guy's going to come back to earth a little bit because he hasn't followed up that stratospheric rookie year. Gleyber Torres, same way for the Yankees, has had a very pedestrian year. That's going to bring down his average. Because if it's an amazing rookie like Wander Franco, we're not going to make him wait 3 years, real MLB seasons, to play Eternal Baseball, especially because some of those teams really need the help. So we'll get him in quick. But a guy like Pete Alonso got in off the strength of his rookie year, and now with a little more baseball under his belt, it's going to bring that average down. So we'll see how that goes. Rob is merciless tonight.
We got a Josh Slobotnik reference. Love it.
Right. I had a buddy of mine in college who wore a Charlie Brown shirt to an indoor soccer game. It was incredible. So anyway, and then so we'll be looking at breakout rookies. We'll be looking at guys who the Aroldis Chapman kind of situation who might be switching teams. And then I'm also putting together, we are going to expand the rosters. They were 25-man rosters this year, but we're going to make them 26-man rosters like real baseball has now. So somebody from, can't call it the minors, but from the inactive rosters for every club will be coming up to join the big league rosters, and we're going to solicit feedback on that. So I'm putting together
Kevin Moss.
Right.
Welcome to the big leagues.
And Hal Morris and Shane Spencer, like, yeah.
Cal Daniels, come on down.
If you always wanted to carry 3 catchers, now you can. King Kelly is the most excited guy ever.
King Kelly.
He's like, it's my big chance.
I'm gonna start like an astroturfed King Kelly campaign just to get him on the roster.
Stuff that ballot box. So we will be putting that up and soliciting feedback on that, because basically for most teams it's I'll put up the best infielder, the best outfielder, and the best catcher, and then look at the numbers and decide who you want, because you could argue it any way you want. The only one I strayed on that, I was putting the candidates together, and I got to the Dodgers, and it was, I forget, some great infielder, some great outfielder, and Paul LaDuca. And I'm like, even though he's an ASU guy, cheap plug, I'm not sure he's beloved among the LA faithful. So I think they're probably okay with I'm trying to think. They have Russell Martin and who's their catcher from the 60s?
Campanella?
Yeah, Campanella. So they're probably okay. So I didn't even include LaDuca. I added somebody else. So matter of fact, let's see if I can find it here. If I do a little, if I get, it's right here, 26 man. So if I get a little creative, this is kind of what it'll look like when we throw it up on Facebook, right? Still needs a little work.
Nice.
But Kemp say Karros, like for a Dodger fan, that's a good argument, right? And I've got their prime numbers up there, and
yeah, I love it. Yeah,
they can argue. Matt Kemp, good Lord, for 3 years.
He was tough. I mean, I'm sure his stolen bases were right around 25, 32 during that stretch.
Yeah. Right? They still, even young, they haven't rated as a terrible outfielder, though. I don't remember him being that bad, but 3 out of 10, wow. So anyway, we'll get that up for all the squads and let the fans chime in a little bit. But for tonight, let's get our playoff game rolling here. So I kind of like how this all rolled out, and we've been using this kind of snapshot all season. It lets you swap home field advantage with a click of a button if you wanted to make it based on like the All-Star game win. But right now it's just based off regular season number of wins. Birmingham has the home field advantage here, so we will play. And we always start off as human for both teams, so we can make sure the lineups aren't funky. I don't want a playoff game decided.
Hey, Rob was wondering, Piazza wound up with the Mets, right?
Yeah, Piazza's a Met. So, and that was a hard one. But I mean, if you want to get totally geeky about it, hang on. I keep everything in this Untitled Baseball folder, and I think it's tough players, tough players. Because this came up all the time on Facebook, right? Where Orioles fans would be like, Frank Robinson's a Red? How could you? And it was easy just to keep the numbers. So here's some of the right. Here's some of the tougher guys. So Piazza's here. Yeah, here's Piazza. And basically I highlight wherever he did better in a category. So like his WAR is better in LA overall. He hit 331, but I mean, he had 50 more homers as a Met. He had 100 more RBI. He did play one extra season there, but
I didn't realize he was a 12-time All-Star. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good catcher, right? Sometimes there's such a dearth at that position.
Yeah.
But these are the guys that people fight about, right? Frank Robinson, Carlton Fisk, like he's hard. A lot of people think Reggie Jackson as an. It's funny, people remember Reggie as a Yankee because he had such big moments as a Yankee, but he's absolutely an athletic, like 10 years to 5. Alomar was kind of hard because he was all over the place. You don't find many guys who are that brilliant who spent legitimate time in 4 places.
Yeah, that's odd, isn't it?
Sometimes it's one and then a bounce at the end of the career. But Dave Winfield's hard. And there's some like Winfield was a better Yankee than he was a Padre. But the Yankees are so stacked in the outfield that he's the starting center fielder for San Diego.
Yeah,
and
no brainer. Yeah.
I don't need him. I don't need him waving his hand behind Mantle and DiMaggio, third string, right? Like get him in the game.
Just scoping the seagulls,
right? Looking for which one was looking at him funny. Kurt Schilling gets a lot of run for other places, but 9 years in Philly versus 4 in Arizona and Boston. So anyway, we keep track of that. And then down at the bottom, some of the Reds arguments for people like, how can you have Barry Larkin over Dave Concepcion? I'm like, well, I mean, one could hit. So, I mean, all right, here it comes. Ouch. But same thing with Tony Perez over Joey Votto. And I'm like, especially we're looking at 3 years, right? There's 3 years where young Joey Votto was an absolute god. So anyway, just to show that we care and we keep track of this sort of thing. So San Francisco and Birmingham.
There's a 30% chance King Kelly is going to be managing the Giants today.
Right? In a schnoz, right?
We better double check.
Bobby Valentine style. So we know it's Christy Mathewson. And we know it's Satchel Paige. Oh, wait, it's not Paige. Because Paige pitched game 7. He's not quite ready yet.
Oh, no.
He's only got 45 pitches. Now,
Torriente? No.
If you're Birmingham, that may not be the worst thing, right? Because
Hilton Smith.
It's a bit of a coin flip. But yeah, it'd be Hilton Smith or Ray Brown. Are there two? Where is Ray Brown? There it is. But yeah, it looks like Hilton Smith. And both those guys were lights out. Smith won game 5. Ray Brown had a no-hitter into the 9th of game 6 against the Yankees. And then second baseman booted a grounder. And then next guy got a single to break up the no-no. And then he struck out the third guy. So it's a bit of a heartbreak. And I've never had a no-hitter happen while I was watching. So I was pretty hyped about it, even though I'm a Yankee fan at heart. But Hilton Smith. So we got 2 right-handers. So we'll look at their right-handed. Now we want to look at replay stats. So these are what they did during the year. And one thing about Pop Lloyd, great player. He only played like 12 games. So even though Pop Lloyd screams starting shortstop, Willie Wells is absolutely your guy. Because
love this team.
Look at this. Willie Wells hit 32 homers, 113 RBI, 40 homers, 113 RBIs, 32 steals.
Monster.
Not going to play Pop Lloyd, no matter how good a 2-week stint he had. So bat, left, right, OPS. So it's usually Oscar Charleston, who was the ALCS MVP, and Turkey Stearns, who's a fantastic center fielder, and actually moves Charleston to either left or first. We'll see how it goes. There's nothing wrong with Josh Gibson. And Mule Suttles had a great year and has been ice cold in the playoffs. So he plays, but we usually sink him lower than you would think. Monty Irvin is the guy who's been red hot. And if Suttles is our DH, that means Charleston can play first, and he's a good first baseman.
Who do you have your money on in this series? Put you on the spot.
If it goes long, I'll say Birmingham, because they have 3 guys who are not only great players but great pitchers too. So if it gets into a long series or battle of the bullpens, they've got like 15 pitchers. Gotcha. So, and San Francisco is great but doesn't go that deep. There ain't nothing wrong with Christy Mathewson or Juan Marichal, but the drop after 1 and 2 is pretty steep. Gotcha. So long series, definitely Birmingham. But
I was thinking Giants initially, but every time I see this Birmingham lineup, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's one of the real joys of this whole project was putting the Knights together and getting to know these legends better, because even real diehard baseball fans like you and me, we probably know Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige. And their MLB is doing a much better job lately of pubbing these guys up and giving them more love. And so I really have enjoyed getting to know this team a little bit. So next we need lefties. So that's Torriente, who's the third baseman. And it's funny, I sub guys in and they immediately say they're going to pitch because they did. Torriente is a very good pitcher. Santop doesn't play. Leonard doesn't play. Dihigo is the second baseman. Let's see. Actually, if I play Charleston in left, and he can play left.
Looks like they kicked Willie Wells out.
I haven't put him in yet.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? He should go in higher than this. We'll put Leonard in here. He's a great first baseman. Dihigo goes ninth, and then Wells goes sixth. Oops. Wells goes sixth. Yeah, I got it. And Buck Leonard, who's a fantastic first baseman. And that gets us lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, as long as we can. And then pitching is, I thought it was Satchel Paige, but it's actually going to be Hilton Smith. All right, view opponent.
Tough lineup.
Yeah, but man, it's about to get nasty over here too, right? So that OPS versus right-handers. So we've done Cepeda, and he'll be probably a right field, I think. And then Ott has been fantastic. He plays a very terrible third base, but that wasn't his position. But we can get him in the lineup there. And then Willie Mays third. Mays was I believe the NLCS MVP. And then Verdon's, who's been less than you'd expect in the playoffs, except kind of the story of his life, right? Posey has been terrible in the playoffs, but defensively he's hard to argue with. So he's not going to bat as high as you might think. And we're not playing Lindstrom. That's a mistake. It's Kent here at second base. Bill Terry. Oh no, I think Terry might have been the NLCS MVP. He hit doubles, like 6 doubles in 5 games, and a fantastic first base. So Bill Terry gets it done, and then Travis Jackson. Oh, this is what's throwing me off. They have a DH I'm not used to. So it could be Lindstrom. Yeah, I guess it has to be. I'm just looking at how do you keep Kevin Mitchell and Willie McCovey on the bench?
Wow.
For Freddie Lindstrom, maybe we'll figure this out. So we know Travis Jackson is going to play short, and we know Buster Posey is going to catch. But for overall on the year, God, it might no. Wow, Clark didn't actually hit that one that well.
Gentleman, Will Clark?
Yeah, right? Like, who do I not have? It looks like some of these numbers might be messed up. Because I know some of these guys played. Kevin Mitchell played more than that. Yeah, there's no way McCovey had 112 at-bats and hit 0. So I don't know if those stats are screwed up. If I go to the real stats, for what they have entered, it looks like McCovey is our winner by far.
Cool. Let's do it.
I'm not going to argue with Willie McCovey. So we'll put him here, but we'll drop him to 8. God, that feels so rotten. But okay, it is eternal baseball. And then, yeah, I got it. McCovey will be our DH.
All right.
Or actually, hang on. McCovey will play left. Bonds is our DH. And get a little better defense.
Small slight.
Right? Well, maybe he can focus on that batting. That's been
Sid Bream rounds third.
All right.
Welcome to Rickwood Field for the first game of the World Series between San Francisco and Birmingham. Christy Matthews.
Rob says the man has a cove named after him.
Right?
He'll be opposed by Hilton Smith for Birmingham. Birmingham catcher Josh Gibson is riding a 13-game hitting streak. It's 59 degrees, wind speed 14 miles per hour, out to right field. Pitching for Birmingham, Hilton, Smith. Leading off for San Francisco, right fielder, number 30, Orlando, Cepeda.
Butterflies, man.
Right?
Butterflies.
All right, so just in case, and there isn't a lot of photography, so I always found the best photo I could. But we've got Oscar Charleston, Turkey Stearns, Monty Irvin. I read a great story this week about how Monty Irvin played winter ball in Puerto Rico, and there was always a kid cheering for him and rooting him on from right field. And from a tree, he would climb a tree because he didn't have enough money to buy a ticket, cheer from the tree. And finally, one day on his way in, the kid was waving at him from the tree on the way in. He's like, "Come here, kid. Carry my bags, and you can get into the stadium. Sit anywhere you want. But if they catch you, you don't owe me." And it was like it was the best day of his life. So Monty Irvin snuck the kid in to watch him. Kid was Roberto Clemente.
Oh man.
And
Wow.
I idolized Irvin, which I didn't know. And Irvin had an absolute howitzer of an arm. And so not only cheered for him, but really studied him and went, "I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy from right field that nobody runs on." And he became that guy. And later on in the story, they talked about a big, I don't know if it was an NLCS playoff game or what, but a big game where it must have been a double to right with Mays on first. And by the time Clemente got the ball near the track, Mays didn't challenge him, didn't try to go home. And like Willie Mays was
didn't. Wow.
Like the best base runner ever. And even he knew, unless that ball got wedged in the wall, he wasn't coming home on Clemente.
The third base coach is basically tackling.
No, he's waving him. He's like, "No, I'm good." So anyway, long story long, welcome to the Eternal Series. We'll give control of San Francisco back to the computer.
All right, let's make some
And
mistakes.
off we go. Come on, Hilton. Okay.
Third baseman, Mel.
I wasn't worried. Mel Ott, who's hitting 352. I believe those are
Center
playoff
fielder,
numbers. So
Willie
yeah,
Mays.
Willie Mays has more than 3 homers and 7 RBI, but he actually has that in like 11 games because those are playoff numbers. So Mel Ott is not a Steeler, 40%.
Wow.
But he's fast enough to avoid the double play.
Designated hitter, Barry Bonds.
Willie Wells has a gun.
Yeah, Willie Wells could play. And it was one of the bits I used in building the Knights. A guy once asked, a great piece of memorabilia, asked Buck O'Neill, the best storyteller and memory keeper of the Negro Leagues before he passed. Met him in an airport and said, "Buck, real quick, write down your all-time lineup from the Negro Leagues." And so it's just sketched on a napkin, but he's got Willie Wells as the shortstop, hitting like 5th. So if you're backing up Josh Gibson as a shortstop back then, all right. Are we doing anything weird with Barry Bonds here with 2 outs?
I think he just got a pitch. Well, I don't know. I mean, who's on deck? It's
Kent's behind him, and Kent has actually hit better than him.
Yeah,
So,
it's up to you, man. I mean, I understand the mindset of.
And again, Sun Devil, just while we're there. Now later on, but let's not hide from him now.
Okay.
All right, well, the single.
Second baseman, Jeff Kent.
Jeff Kent, who maybe didn't outhit him, but get it, Turkey.
Can of
And
corn. All
just to
right.
be clear,
For San
that's his
Francisco,
name.
Christy Atkinson.
Not besmirching
Leading
the
off
Stearns
for
family.
Birmingham, left fielder, Oscar.
Rob said the computer's in charge. San Francisco's bullpen goes to watch the game from the bar.
Right? That's pretty much it. Well, and we've seen what happens when we use a bullpen like you should. They punish you for bringing in Rivera and stuff. So Oscar Charleston's hitting 411 for the playoffs. So we could use some of that. Yeah. Well, he's due anyway.
Right fielder, Monty, Urban.
Monty Irvin, who ironically, when he came to the
Center
bigs,
fielder,
was a San
Turkey,
Francisco Giant.
Stearns.
So they're booing him like crazy in San Fran right now. Turkey Stearns. There we go.
Catcher, Josh Gibson.
All right, Josh.
Is that 1.4, 1.8?
Where's that?
Steal percentage.
18.
18. All
Yeah.
right.
And I just updated the picture of Josh Gibson because I found this really clear photo online. He's 18 years old in that pic.
I love it.
Right? Just a baby, but it's such a good pick. I had to use it. Oh, and I forgot. I didn't go around the outfield. McCovey, Mays, Cepeda, Bill Terry, Jeff Kent with that mustache, Travis Jackson, Mel Ott, Buster Posey. All right. Josh Gibson helps out. Nope, not quite. All right,
First baseman,
round two.
Bill Terry.
Look at this guy. 441, 1 homer, 1 RBI. So somebody behind him has got to do some more work for poor Bill Terry. Wow. I
Shortstop,
like that.
Travis Jackson.
Jackson's a good bunter, but with 1 out, I doubt he's going to drop one down.
Left fielder, Willie McCovey.
Looks like this might be McCovey's first playoff at bat. Wow.
Home run. No.
Yeah, listen,
Oh,
not quite. But he thought about
Third
it.
baseman,
lost it for a sec. It kind of froze.
Cristobal Torriente, who can play everywhere, including pitch.
shortstop, Willie Wells.
Wait. Yeah, he's a beast.
Come on, Willie.
Nope.
Yeah.
Pretty
Wrong.
much anything hit that direction.
First
No.
baseman, Buck
I know.
Richard.
There's that disappointment, right?
He's the only guy I fear defensively in the whole game. Like the only one who dropped, I think, the whole damn year was in the All-Star game.
Right.
Man. All right, Buck Leonard. Nope.
Catcher, number 28, Buster.
Look at Posey at 157. Like, I even had to sit him a game. There was a game where he was exhausted, and they'll tell you when the catcher has to have a break or he'll suffer. And I sat him for 7 innings, and then I pinch hit him, and it didn't give him credit as having the day off. The next day, he was still exhausted. Man. But he's healthy now, just scuffling.
It's that leg kick, man.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Right fielder, Orlando Cepeda.
Baby Bull. Oh, boy.
Third baseman, Mel Ott.
Get it, Turkey. Nice. If we can get some
Center
guys
fielder,
on, Birmingham has a lot of base stealers, so this
Love it.
should be one of our favorite teams. But
All right.
Willie Mays steps in with 2 outs. Got a bad feeling about this. Hey, what do you know?
Designated hitter, Mule Suttles.
Mule. Come on, Mule.
Mule was incredible in the regular season. Here's his, well, I guess those are his real numbers that are entered, but 27 triples, and he's hitting 120 in the playoffs. So, Mule, we could use a little magic. Oh,
Second baseman, Martin Dihigo.
Dahigo, but oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought that was a gapper. Nope.
Left fielder, Oscar Charleston. Designated
One of those days.
Matheson is just brutal.
Yeah, he's a buzzsaw. But I'm almost emboldened a bit that Page isn't going tonight because he could lose 1-0, right? And be burned. Like if you use him in game 2, or even God forbid if he has to wait to game 3, I know he's going to beat whoever San Fran's number 3 is.
Who's their 3? Is it Baumgartner? Liska?
Let's see. San Francisco roster, pitchers, replay stats. Oops, hang on. I think it was Baumgartner, but the numbers looked a little funky the last time we looked at them. So those guys didn't play at all. Tim
Yeah.
Keefe's. Yeah, it's either
Oh,
Joe.
Hubble.
It's McGinnity or Bumgarner. Hubble actually pitched some really good innings out of their pen, which shouldn't surprise you because he's one of the 20 greatest pitchers of all time. But yeah, their pen is not real deep beyond Sergio Romo. So Hubble got some good time in there.
The Rod Beck opener.
Right. Beck pitched in one of the games. I forget which one. All right, Barry Bonds leading off.
Wow.
Second baseman.
Playoff Bonds,
Jeff.
baby. And every Giant fan out there is going, yeah. pretty much.
Checks out.
Pirate fans too, right?
First baseman, Bill Terry.
Hilton Smith's no joke. Ooh.
Oh,
Shortstop,
Terry's a walking
Travis
double, man.
Jackson.
Just cracks doubles all day long. Travis Jackson. All right.
Right fielder, Monty Irvin.
Monty.
Irvin's a really good bunter.
You feeling it?
I think at some point, it might not be now, but
I could. Yeah. I mean, if he's
Posey's a good catcher too, and that always factors in, right?
but
It's a
honestly,
bad catcher.
terrible third baseman. So
Yeah, that's true too.
man, if you're feeling it, I just that's,
All right,
that's
I want
kind
to
of
try it. I want to try it at some point, and leading off the inning here, with the guys back at the corners.
yeah.
I'm all over this.
All right, let's do it.
Now 2 strikes. Yes.
All right.
Whoa! Look at that!
Center fielder,
Just like I drew it up, baby.
What? So sorry. Read to me the play-by-play?
Irvin blasts a line drive along the first baseline. Fair ball all the way to the wall. Monty is in with a stand-up double.
All right, let's get him in.
Just like I wanted.
Come
Now,
on, Turkey.
Stearns is a 5 out of 10 bunter. Do we want to bunt him over
No, I think he
or let
gives
him swing?
3 chances to get a single.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, Turkey. He's going to get third on that anyway. Oh, wait a minute. 93% to get third base.
I think you did, Webb. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to send it. There we go. Safe.
All right.
Josh Gibson.
Just need a fly ball, Josh Gibson.
I love it. Here
One
we
of
go.
the greatest
Tie
power
game.
hitters of all time. All right, that's in. Oh, and past the Peta.
Third baseman,
Here we go.
Gibson's into second.
Torrent.
Cristobal Torriente, I believe. Now we're talking. All right. Do you send Gibson home? 69% chance of being safe. Running on McCovey, who has a 6 arm out of 10. With
See, we
1
should
out.
start. If it was Bonds, it'd be a no-brainer.
Right? So we did our job, right? We did.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think you send him.
I'd send Torriente home on Bonds. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think so too, because I think the opportunity to score off Mathewson is really rare.
Let's do it.
All right. Either way, Torriente will get second, right?
In theory.
In theory. All right, send Gibson home, yes. Run shot. Okay, Torriente to second only has a 52% chance of being safe.
I don't know. I'd say no probably on that, but if you
But follow me here. If they cut the throw to get Torriente, that means Gibson scores for sure.
okay, yeah, dude, yeah,
So we potentially sacrifice Torriente to take the lead.
I'm convinced. Let's do it.
All right, so we're sending them both. We get both.
Shortstop,
Look at us. We're doing it.
Fortune favors the bold. So rarely in this game, but Willie Wells, help us out. Look at this. It's out here. Willie Wells.
That's it, man. I think.
first baseman,
Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
Leonard.
This game is so easy. Wow. So Christy Mathewson taking it on the chin, and they didn't even burn Satchel Paige today. So
Things are getting weird in here, Mark.
yeah, I'm gonna jinx us like crazy. Buck Leonard. Listen, look at this. Going with the
Going
three.
Designated hitter,
Wow.
Suttles.
This Mathewson's a joke. How do you ever win 30? Here comes Mule. Great, decent bunter. If you're feeling squeeze-alicious,
How decent? 9?
5 out of 10. But he's also hitting like crap. 117 for the playoffs.
You know what, man? We're this is like being at the craps table, and we're just killing it right now. We're just everything's coming up.
It's
Let's
house
do
money
it.
a little bit.
Let's suicide this.
All right, so squeeze, suicide. Love it. Ah!
All right. Oh,
Now he's got to swing.
all right. We tried. Oh, there you go.
But
Well,
Willie though.
it's gonna be like 2%.
Oh no, he's in.
Oh, he did it.
For San Francisco, number 40, Madison
Wow.
Bumgarner.
So they're gonna burn
Second
Bumgarner
baseman,
in game 1.
Martin Dihigo.
There is a lot of game left,
Yeah.
but
Dang.
ooh. All right. Let's get him, Martine. All right, fine.
Left fielder, Willie McCovey.
This
House
is-
money at this point.
Suicide
Buster,
squeeze.
Posey.
That's ridiculous. I love it.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
it didn't burn us.
Right
Right?
fielder,
It was foul
Orlando.
ball. And then,
Yeah, we got him in.
Left fielder, Oscar Charleston.
now, at some point,
Right
we may
fielder,
have to
Monty
consider that we got a
Irvin.
lefty in there now because our lineup was built for a right-hand starter. But for now, our defense is good and we're up 5-1, so not too worried. Charleston is a 53%. steal.
Rob said the simulation will make you pay for your hubris.
It usually does, right?
It's coming.
Yeah, we know. Monty Irvin. Yeah, forget it.
Just
Really.
who was that character in the Bad News Bears? You know,
I don't
You know what I'm
remember.
the
It's
center
been a
fielder.
long time. But the second baseman on the Bad News Bears, who had no speaking lines, I don't think, was like a cousin of mine, 5th removed. Something
famous.
Stambaugh. So there you go.
You're famous.
I'm baseball royalty. So if we send Charleston to second on Willie Mays' 10 out of 10 arm, they say he'll be safe 67% of the time. And I'm like, I wouldn't send him stealing on a 67. And Willie rather than Posey trying to throw him out? No, thank you.
I don't know. We'll get him in scoring position though.
No, we won't. That's my point. We'll get him in the dugout next to Irvin.
See, this one we need the choose your own adventure, like
Right.
stick your finger in, like
Totally.
save it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not doing it. No, thank you. Not testing the
Center
arm of Willie
fielder,
Mays.
Turkey Stearns.
Come on, Turkey. Oh.
Catcher, Josh.
Okay, Charleston is now 77% to take second. So I'm cool with that.
Let's do it. Yep.
Running on Posey instead of Willie. Go get him, Oscar. He's off.
Good jump.
He's in. Josh Gibson. Swing that back. Nope.
Third baseman, Mel.
Mel. Oh, come on, Monty. Monty Irvin
Center
drops
fielder,
it.
Willie Mays.
Fine. Do we do anything weird with Willie here?
I think you just give up the 2-run homer and call it
Yeah.
a day.
I don't feel like stacking the bases with a lead, right?
I mean, you can't put him on with Bonds, right?
Well,
Well, man,
it
that's
sounds like
gutsy.
lunacy, but Bonds has been poor in the postseason. So
Man, if
you can also pitch around him. Just don't give him anything to hit. See if he swings at it.
Yeah, that's. I will. I'm happy to help enable any madness that you want to throw into this.
You know what? We're up 4 runs. We'll pitch to him. See,
Designated
that was
hitter,
almost the
Mary
name of the
Bonds.
broadcast. We're up 4 runs. Let's pitch to Willie Mays. Bonds, we're not afraid of. Oh, he hit him.
Uh-oh.
I was always surprised
Second
more pitchers
baseman,
didn't do
Jeff
that.
Kent.
When Bonds was hitting 70 homers a year
Yeah,
with that plate mail armor on the inside elbow.
I mean, a legitimate plate mail too, right?
Yeah, and I'm not saying buzz the tower, Nobody should throw at somebody's head or his middle of his back. But just throw a curveball off the elbow. You're going to walk him anyway half the time. And just go, you know what? Just go. Just get on.
I was
right?
like the guys who bounce the curveball because it's just human nature. It makes them jump.
Yeah.
Like there's just, so they look awkward and they're kind of embarrassed that they jumped. And
Yeah.
that to me is better than plunking them in the butt. I mean, you kind of make them look like an idiot.
It definitely rattles them, right? Like move the feet. Absolutely. All right. Jeff Kent with his power mustache. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
All
First
right.
baseman,
Now,
Bill Terry.
Birmingham has an incredible bullpen.
Yeah, probably better get someone up here just in case.
Hilton Smith is only halfway to his pitch count, but anyway. John Donaldson's their best lefty. And Smokey Joe Williams is their setup guy. And Jose Mendez is the closer.
King Kelly.
How'd he get in here? Yeah, like Eustaquio Pedroso is his real name, right? You know that's King Kelly and his snobs. And Bobby Valentine is texting him going, that's classic maneuver.
Classic, man.
So cool.
I appreciate you, man.
Right? I came up with that, Here's Bill Terry, the walking doubles machine, who's also a 10 bunter.
No chance.
With one out, I kind of
No chance.
All right.
That's the first time I've heard that one.
Shortstop, Travis Jackson.
2 down for you, Mr. Jackson. The Wells.
Baseman, Cristobal Toriant.
I would say he went to the Wells once too often. Thank you, Chris Berman. And we're off. Oh, he's going for 2.
Shortstop.
And he's meat.
Wells.
They didn't even give us a choice, huh? They just sent him?
Hit a blooper to center. A base hit. Toriente takes a look at second, trying for 2. Here comes a throw from Cepeda. Out. He probably saw Cepeda grab it instead of Mays and was like, here's my chance.
It's like, yes, this once a game.
Meat.
Well, appreciate the aggressiveness.
Yeah. Up
First
4
baseman,
runs. All right.
Buck.
Willie Wells is at 50%, but that he might get into stealable range here because he had, I think, 32 on the year. Here's Buck Leonard, who's in for his glove more than his bat. Okay, Willie is 75% now. Off he goes. Meep.
Out.
Meep.
Terrible jump. I don't regret that though. 75% to get him in
I hope Leonard tries to stretch a single here so we can make all 3 outs at second base and have an immaculate inning. All right,
I regret nothing.
Right? Oh, here. I thought he was
Designated hitter. Mule.
What happened?
Suttles.
He did. Is this a liner to right? Cepeda hustling in. He'll let it fall. Base hit. But it looks a little weird. I thought he might go for second, and I thought this might be it. Baseball immortality. But. Okay, Buck Leonard's 35%, so I think he's staying put. Much as I'd like to hit the trifecta at second base. Mule Suttles lines out.
Left fielder, Willie.
Oh,
2 good shortstops today, huh?
yeah, I don't want to forget about our relievers. So they probably got to come in or sit down, depending how this first 2 batters go.
Okay.
Because we got a lefty and a righty both ready, and their pitch count will start clicking down if we don't sit them or use them.
Sure.
So, Willie. But Smith should have plenty of pitches left. I think he's
can
only
sit him down. Yeah. Till we get in.
Smith is only at 84 pitches. So
Yeah. I would sit him down just so they're on the triple exclamation point now.
Yeah.
Making me nervous.
Don't forget about us, boys.
I don't the rab. We don't want
Right? It's gonna be bad. Posey. Wow,
Right
he's got
fielder,
nothing.
Orlando Cepeda.
Would love to get Cepeda here and avoid the law firm of Ott, Mays, and Bonds for an inning at least. Throw it, Willie. Got him.
Second baseman, Martin Diego.
All right. Man, the dueling pianos is throwing me off. So,
there's like some gypsies in the forest there.
so do we want those guys back up for the 8th in case it goes sideways?
I don't know, man. I think you just wait till he gets into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I guess it won't take them that long. Mendez is the guy for the
Of course.
9th if we need him. He's incredible.
Okay, cool. I forgot that we're facing the Hall of Fame.
Right? All right. Maybe we can tack on here. Yeah, Bill Terry with your 9 glove.
Left fielder, Oscar, Charleston.
Oh, boy.
Right fielder, Monty.
Bumgarner's been pretty damn good. But I kind of question the wisdom. Not that you want to give away game 1, but their starting lineup's kind of thin. Might mean Carl Hubble in game 3 or Joe McGinnity.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Monty Irvin.
All right, where are we at?
Center fielder,
34.
Oh, man, give us something close.
Come on, Turkey. Oh, there we go. All right, send Irvin to 3rd. Safe chance 75% with 2 outs.
Wait, who has it? Is it Mays or Cepeda?
I don't know. Oh, Willie Mays.
No,
Willie Mays. Do I think we're good?
Yeah, I don't think you do it anyway.
Okay. That's the old rule, right? Don't make the first or last out of the inning at 3rd.
Not on Willie Mays. That guy's murdered us.
That's
all
another
year.
rule of baseball. Don't let Willie Mays kill you. So send Irvin to 3rd. No, thank you.
Catcher, Josh.
Oh, yeah, we got Josh Gibson. Now, Gibson has scuffled a bit, too. Today, fly out, line out, fly out. So, Josh.
Home run.
It's through, though. Very nice.
Third baseman, Cristobal, Toriant.
So, Gibson is 31% to take 2nd. Stearns, though, 21% to take home. That's pretty good for a steal of home. But
Week 1 next year, we're doing it.
Yeah. Okay, Cristobal. Nope. Bill Terry's too good. But we get that insurance run we wanted. So, all right, first sign of trouble, we'll get that bullpen hopping. Fair?
Fair.
All right. Mel Ott.
Does that qualify?
Yeah, it qualifies.
Mays.
Even though the bullpen keeps shaming me, I still believe in it. So lefty and a righty. Even though Hilton Smith's throwing a 2-hitter, gave up a run in the first and nothing since. And he walked the guy, and we're like, I don't know. Kind of shaky. Willie Mays. Oh, man. Just.
Oh no.
Oh, I got him.
All right.
Willie Wells.
There
we go.
Barry Bonds. We're not afraid of you up 6-1.
But we should be.
Probably. Willie Wells.
Let's have an Ozzie Smith out there.
Jeff
Kent. Fine. Get there, Cristobal.
Oh, he's got a chance.
No. 2 strikes, though. Sit down, Jeff.
Shortstop, Willie Wells.
And here's Willie Wells.
First baseman, Buck Leonard.
Kent boots it. Oh, and he takes 2nd.
Designated hitter.
Good for you, Buck.
Mule, Suttles.
All right, Mule. Now, just to do our due diligence here, do we have anybody who absolutely murders lefties that we aren't playing already? Pete Hill, look at these numbers, though. If you're hitting 750 against lefties, that's not.
See, Pete Hill sounds like a King Kelly alias. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not 90 for 120, right? That's got 3 for 4, screaming 3 for 4. So, Judy Johnson is our best, but Suttles is better than him against lefties. So, yeah, I'm not on the Pete Hill bandwagon.
I think we led Mule.
Yeah, that guy can hit. Look at it. All right. Come on, Mule. I should have gone Pete
Second.
Hill.
Like he and Mel Ott, man, Mule and Mel Ott. I mean, if you could have beers with two of the guys, one guy from each team, I think those are the guys.
They'd just be like, "You like having a short name? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your real name? Mule. All right. What's your full name? Melvin. All right. All right. Did he go? That's not getting it done.
I love envisioning Mel Ott filling out a Scantron, right? Yeah, he's the first one done every time. Like,
Right. All right. So here we are in the ninth. Our relievers are totally ready, but I think Hilton Smith has earned the right to finish this off. Even if it's Bill Terry, the double machine.
Rob's like, it's a trap.
Trap.
Akbar. Oh, well, we got 3 exclamation points again.
Yeah, but
Left fielder.
that just means
Willie.
they're burning
Quick
through
copy.
actual pitches at this point. I'm not too worried about it. Just in case we need them.
It doesn't hurt tomorrow, though, right?
I don't think so. Not unless you have them up for like innings and innings and innings.
For the entire game.
Yeah. All right, McCovey.
Dude,
Tough day for Willie McCovey.
Buster.
wow.
Posey.
And Buster Posey. Oh, of course. Keeps it going.
Right fielder. Orlando. Cepeda.
Think you let him finish. What do you think?
He's got 27 pitches before he's exhausted. So he's got his arm's okay.
Yeah.
And we have a 5-run lead. So I think we can let him pitch to Cepeda, but that might be it.
All right. I agree. Let's do it.
There we go.
Wow.
And just like that.
The final score from Rickwood Field. Birmingham 6. San Francisco 1.
Look at that stat line. Wow.
Ricky Matthewson gets the loss. Willie Wells hit home run number 2 on the season.
It's all about the 2 for 4, Weber.
2 hours,
Right?
40 minutes.
So, who's our big star here? Might have been Wells. I mean, he hit the only homer. He was everywhere defensively. Hilton Smith, though, 9 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned.
What a day.
5 walks is a little high, but 10 Ks will balance that out nice. It says MVP Hilton Smith. Well, hard to argue with that.
Yeah, I love it.
So, if you're a Birmingham fan, the fact that you won Game 1, beat Christy Mathewson, burned out Bumgarner from a potential Game 3 start, although there's a travel day before Game 3, so maybe he's back.
How many pitches did he throw?
70 or
68.
68. So
That's a lot. Yeah.
2/3 of the start, maybe. Threw well. He stopped the bleeding, gave him a chance, but Hilton Smith never let him back in. So with Satchel Paige going in Game 2 or maybe Game 3, I think you got to be feeling pretty good if you're a Birmingham Knight fan.
Great start. Great start.
There you go. So Birmingham takes the first game of the Eternal Series. We'll get that up on the website shortly. And then tomorrow's Game 2, and then an off day on Tuesday, and then Game 3 from, I almost said Candlestick, from AT&T Park will be on Wednesday. And so you can keep track of this all the time at eternalbaseball.com. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. So if you are a social media guy or gal, whatever your main platform is, we're there too. So take a look, keep track of it. And then when we wrap this up, we'll have a lot more to go on in the postseason, which for us is pretty quick, but we'll have our MVPs, our Cy Young Awards, adding a 26th man to each active roster, figuring out which rookies are going to get in based on the MLB season, and adapting the stats for guys who had breakout years or young guys who had rough years that are going to Gleyber Torres and Pete Alonso themselves back a little bit closer to mortality. So, but anyway, check us out. We appreciate you joining us tonight. And if it's a long enough series, we'll see you next week on the Eternal Baseball Podcast.
It's a cliffhanger. Thanks, everyone.
Can't wait. I'm glad we finally won one.